everyone, this is Dawn and welcome back to my channel. So welcome back to the third installment of the altered book journey, if you will. So I decided to, I wanted to make one and decided to take you guys along for how I am envisioning my altered book and the process that I do to prepare it. So this is a book that I got from the Dollar Tree. I already have 2 other videos taking you through the process where we've been so far, and I will link those in the description box below. So I like that the spine is green, and I like the title, The Secret of Magic. So I don't really want to cover the spine, and I really thought that title would be great for Halloween. The book is already prepared, so I have already gone through and tore out the pages that I want to, and have got 31 pages ready to go and prepared. So as you can see, we went ahead and numbered the pages, and this actually came out really well. I've got 31 pages for 31 days in October. Not necessarily going to do an October daily, but that is what when I did the Halloween altered book, when I did the swap, which I think was a year or 2 ago. I will also leave the video to that Halloween book in the description box below. I did a Christmas one as well, and we did 31 days in that one as well, because there were 31 days in the month of December. So this is all ready to go. I've already taken you through the process. So oh, let me show you. I'd actually started showing you on another book the process, because I did a video on this one and I thought my process was very confusing. So I took you through the process, the same thing of exactly how I tore out my pages and went about making sure I had enough pages for the days and the month. So this one here is a little bit more of what not to do. So I'm going to go ahead and stand this book up, and this one actually came out pretty well, and you can see where I tore the pages out, and then the front and the backs are glued, where the messiness of where I tore pages out are inside of those pages that are glued together. So this one here, I had a little more of a tough time with it, because as you can see here, I think I was only into 1, 2, 3 pages, 4, 5, 6. So as you can see, when I was tearing these pages out, I was not as close to the spine here. So when I was gluing these pages together and folding it, where these pages kind of come out, was making it a tougher time to turn my pages. So as you can see, this is kind of how the pages dried a little bit, which is perfectly fine. And then I will show you as well where I did not glue as well on the inside of these pages. And none of this is really going to matter, because once I cover these up with paper, you're really not going to be seeing that too much. So this is a second book that I've got prepared and ready to go. But I did have a few more issues with this one, where this one actually came out much better. So I am going to be mostly utilizing the Peekaboo, the Michael's Hot Buy paper pad for Halloween this year. And then I'm going to add some additional papers to it. So I went ahead and cut down some papers, and I really have not gone into the size of your book. A lot of folks like to use maybe the Reader's Digest size of books. These books, since I wanted to have 31 pages, these books have about around 400 pages in them. If you wanted maybe something not with not as many pages, so maybe you wanted to say do 20 or 24 pages, maybe you want something with about 300 pages. None of this is written in stone, but I feel like it's kind of like a good rule of thumb if you're trying to figure out what kind of a book that you want to use. And they will get chunky pretty fast on you, even though it seems like we've got lots of room to decorate. it will get filled up pretty quickly. So I really have not gone into the dimensions because really it's going to depend on what kind of a book that you have and what your dimensions are. This one, as you can see, is a little bit smaller, but for this one here, to go ahead and cover the pages, I trimmed these sheets down to 8 3/4 by, or I'm sorry, 8 3/4 by 5 1/4. So once I start gluing these in, I'm going to glue this page in as close to the edge. I'm going to leave just a little bit of a border, but I'm going to be closer to this edge, and I'm going to leave more space over here so we have plenty of room to turn our pages. Before, or one of the first things I'm going to do in this book is going to take just some black ink, and we will be inking all of the edges in our book. So we will be just applying some color. I do have a Tim Holtz applicator, and I recently purchased some of the black soot oxide ink, so it is somewhere here, and I think I have a bag over there that I have not showed. And then we're also going to be adding ink to the edges of all of our papers. Now I have went ahead and trimmed down a number of these pages. I'm going to be adding some other papers because I don't have enough yet for all of our 31 pages. I've got this Bewitched one. I do have a number of Halloween papers, so I was really liking this. You say which, like it's a bad thing. I am deciding if I want to add any orange in there or not. I might. I feel like I might. This one here, the purple with the bats, I think that might be kind of fun. I'm also liking the black and white with the ghosts, or maybe the spider webs. So I do need to round out my pages. And then I'm also going to be inking up our cover so that the beige doesn't shine through. So that's something we're going to be doing. On the cover, I need to figure out what kind of a closure I'm going to do. I think on all the journals I've ever done to date, and I've not done a lot of them, and it's been a while, frankly, since I've done one, is I've used a ribbon closure, but I think I might do a hitch post, and I had to Google that here in YouTube, hitch post closures. So I would need to pick one of those up, and then so I really need to think about that before I decorate the cover. And then since I have a green spine here, green is my favorite color, and I was thinking about that, but then I was like, well, it doesn't really go too well with the pinks and the purples. So I was looking at a couple of these sheets. Let's see. I was looking at these pumpkins. This might work, but I think the one I like better is the one with this one right here. I would need to cut it to fit the cover, but I'm really loving this page here with the gold metallic. I would need to cut it so it fits, and then I might use like some black lace. I think that could be really nice. Excuse me. So yeah, that is where we are going next. So I just wanted to let you know, if you have been preparing your book right along with me. So the next things that we are going to be doing is inking up with black ink. For me, you can use whatever you like. I am going to be inking up the edges of all of my book pages, even on the inside. So when I come back in here and have my paper, I'm going to be have my edges all inked up on the top, bottom, and the sides, and even in the center, just so that it's all cohesive. And then I will also be inking up the edges of my paper. And then also, I went ahead and glued all of my pages together. So if I want this to be a pocket, I need to treat this like a pocket, and I can use like a round punch to make a punch here in the paper, or at the top if I want it to be a top pocket. Yeah, if I want that to be a pocket, I need to think about that as well. What I've done before is I've just started at the front, and then I made this one a side pocket, and then this one might be a top pocket, and then just alternate them like that. And then if I decide that I don't want it to be a pocket, I can go ahead and seal it closed. So yeah, that is the next things to think about. So we're going to be inking up all of the edges, all of our papers, finish picking out our papers, and then deciding how I am going to treat the closure. Do I want it to be a ribbon closure or a hitch post? If I want it to be a hitch post, I'm going to need to get one. And then I have yet to pull out my bins with my Halloween goodies. They're still up on my shelf there, and there's a lot of other things around in this room, so I just don't want to create the perfect storm and have a giant mess. So anyways, I just wanted to come back on and share that is where we will be going next with our journal. If you are crafting along, if you have any questions, ask them in the description box below and I'll do my best to answer them. I'm also going to leave the links to Jan's Crazy Life on the process how she did her altered book, if that is something you're interested in. And I've also left the links to Crafty Irina, how I kind of fashioned mine more after. Now she kind of did a process where, she left a page, ripped out 8, left a page, ripped out 8. I went ahead and did the calculation because I knew that I wanted 31 pages left in here, so that's why I went ahead and used the calculator. So I hope you are enjoying the process. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. And it'll probably be a few more days, if not the weekend, before I get on to the next phase, but I am very excited about this and looking forward to what the end product looks like. So thanks again, and until next time.